Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the mineral streets. Now turning into clouds, what you guys call clouds. Yeah, so I mean, it's just amazing that nobody will look, it really is incredible. Um, as I started talking about it, which is going on right above our heads, it's not like I have to go anywhere to prove it. I could certainly go in on the rocks, the bushes, the trees, anywhere, digitally collect it. We can all talk about it, go over it. No, man, no way. They will not even fucking admit it. They will not even go look, so there's nothing to admit. So they keep spouting out their bullshit stories that they've been programmed with that I can prove that are all lies, but yet I'm supposed to believe them over what we can see with our own eyes? No, 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 no. Everyone wants to talk about space aliens in outer space, but yet anytime you try to talk to anybody about, okay, well, here's your own math, the Van Allen belt, or the fact that there's that you say the outer space is a void of anything. So how the hell is anything going anywhere? That whole story. Once it gets there, if it was to get there, and all this shit. It's very simple. It's your science. It's your science. You should know something about it. When I'm listening to my videos back, I hear myself making mistakes all the time about things that I say and stuff like that. And I know that when I go back to my board someday, I'll hear about all the things that I got wrong. That's why I try to correct myself if I hear that I mistakenly said something wrong. Like yesterday, I was listening again to the one that someone told me about personally, which was the Spanish Inquisition, and I called it the Spanish Requisition, and I did it twice in one video. Oh my God, as if that's the big deal of everything that I'm showing you guys. I mean, I'm showing you guys, what I'm showing you guys is really a big deal, and you guys can all go see it for yourself, which will make it an even bigger deal. I have to keep calm about it myself because nobody should freak out, and I don't want anybody to do anything stupid, because of it and make things worse by all those things. You got to watch out for a lot of shit. You got to watch out for fakers and liars that'll try to take it down the wrong paths. That's another big one. People will try to bring it down false roads. Joe Rogans and Elon Musk's and those guys and whoever works for them, they'll try to do shit like that. And many others as well, but I just have those guys on my mind right now. So, 2 hours, they lasted longer than usual. So, 2 hours before I even talked, I kept my mouth shut about butting in and saying, and I had to listen to a lot of ridiculous shit that is provably false. But I did it, and then the last half hour, they handled about a half hour because I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I start saying, no, 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 no. No, it's right here. You want to go look? You want to go see the system and see that it's not all these things you guys are saying it is? All that shit you're watching on television, reading in your books, learning in school. No, none of that is right. It's all false, and that's the weirdest part about it. I think for everybody is realizing that everything is upside down, backwards, false. Uh, the language has been fucked with, so that's a big deal. Um, so yeah, then like I said, I had the other complaints. So I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll try to be as careful as I can about language because I don't want to. I don't want the wrong message to get through. You know what I mean? I don't want to seem like unhelpful. I want it to be beneficial. What I'm trying to show you. I don't want it to be turned into something bad, and people will try to turn it into something bad purposely. Uh, so it's only for that reason that I'm aware of that. Will I try to change some of my language? But the other reason for changing language would be that words are taken from us because they're overused or misused. So when you try to use a word that describes something, and there's a lot of those. But it was only talking about the trails that was enough to bother everybody because my wife walked away. My father started standing up, so he was getting ready to go. My uncle was already back and forth. We're talking nonsense. When I'm talking about the weather, my uncle started saying that and nobody knows who they are, so they don't even know which uncle. I got a lot of uncles, so no one knows. But anyways, he's talking about the weather, and he said, "Oh, well, if we control the weather, then why do we have deserts? If we could just make it rain over there." I said, "Exactly, exactly. Do you get it now? Do you get it? So if we control the weather, why would we want to have desert in one place and then hurricanes and tornadoes every year in another, right? Because if you had tornadoes and hurricanes in the desert and there was nothing to destroy and cause billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in debt, if it didn't cause deaths of hundreds of people minimum, thousands of people at best, then why would you do it in the desert if nobody's there to kill and murder, right? Right. He still don't get it. And then of course that gets everybody walking away and shaking their heads and everything. It's exactly right. They got it right. They just don't want to admit that they got it right. Because that is the way that it fucking works. So when they want to, and I only use California as an example because everyone's familiar with it. But if they want to burn up California and put those particular heavy metals and minerals into the atmosphere, heavy metals meaning anything that those trees absorb from the atmosphere as they're growing, anything that lands on them as they're growing, it's all there. Everything that their roots are pulling up from the deep in the ground, heavy metals and minerals, they all are in the tree. So then when that tree gets burned, and they got it set up perfectly. And we were doing it more that way, like I said, during the Industrial Revolution, we were doing it that way. But I don't get to finish this conversation when I'm talking to them. I don't even get this far before everyone's walking away and shaking their fucking heads and everything. It's ridiculous to me. I mean, it's just stupid. That's why I don't argue with anybody anymore. I'm talking about shit that's happening on the news, and then I got to argue with somebody about their Second Amendment rights. Man, you don't have no idea. You have no idea. All that, it's just, yeah, I'm not even going to get into that again because that seems to got some people upset too, that no one wants to realize how enslaved we all are. No one wants to believe it. It's a great country. Yeah, okay. Okay. And I also got to ask my father. He didn't give me an answer on it, but I asked him about that. I said he was complaining about what was going on in Ukraine and stuff like that. So I tried giving him a little bit of lowdown about what's really happening and what's really going on. And you don't have to worry too much. This was all planned out. This was all part of the plan, and we knew about this. It was going to go down this way for a long time, 60 years at least. And over the last 60 years, we've gone back and forth. Hands have been shaken. It's already a done deal. So, yes, Russia's going to be second in charge. It'll be the second largest new world power after China. And then when you tell people that, people will say, like my old man tried saying, oh no, China will never own us. Fuck you, man. China's already owned us for over 100 years, and you all know it. We gave them everything. They own Hollywood. They own the fucking music industry. They own our roads. They own our banks. They own every fucking thing. They own most of our debt. Right now, they're taking over our dollar. Their dollar is going to be worth more than our dollar, if it's not already. Everything has been already told to us. That's why I say same thing with the trails. It was all told to us. There are people out there that are reporting it. Just because they're CIA and they're wearing tinfoil hats and everything like that, those sometimes are the people to go listen to, because they're giving you half the truth. You're getting half the truth just by reading between the lines of what they're saying. You can get the rest of the truth. Just know that they're CIA and they're psyops, and they're giving you whatever they can. Whatever they're being told to give you for information, anything that will make you sound like a lunatic without being able to prove anything. Right? And then what I'm giving you is that you can go prove it to yourselves, you can go see for yourselves, and then nobody goes and looks. So, I would say that the CIA and the government got the better idea. The 7.8 billion people, they want to be lied to. They want to be lied to. They want to believe in unicorns and, like my old man, in dinosaurs and shit. Dinosaurs. It's so stupid. It really is. And even to make such a big deal out of it and put billions of dollars a year into this dinosaur nonsense over the years and all this shit we did. And we do the same thing with the outer space shit, even worse. Oh, that's what I was saying in another video too, is under Reagan is when they started it, and I was trying to remember the name in an earlier video. It was the Space Defense System, I guess is what I'll call it, under Reagan, and that was the starting of the geoengineering being done out of the jets. Is the part that I was trying to say earlier, and I distracted myself. So when they started doing them out of the jets, because our industrial revolution was ending, it was already pretty much over, but there was still some factories left. There was, a couple hundred factories left in each factory area, and then they dwindled over the years and all that shit, right? But yeah, I'll go right at it. Let's see. Yeah, I could probably do this right now. So when they did that under Reagan, see, because what I was trying to point out is all the wasted money, all the money that you guys all think that is going to outer space. There's trillions of dollars a year is what it probably turns out to be. If you add up Russia, Americas, and Canada, and whoever else is involved that dishes in money for our space knowledge. It's so stupid. It really is. It's so fucking stupid. We are really bad, man. Whoever looks back on this generation of the last couple thousand years, someday when they look back, but then again, yeah, I would say six to 10,000 years, we've really been dumbed down real bad. And we call it, opposite of that, we call it smartening up. We would say that we smarten up a lot. So when you look over the years, all that money that was being given to outer space nonsense, the money was really being spent on space, but it's the space that I'm showing you right now, the mineral streets. They added more jets every year. They added more carbons every year. They changed it up. They changed the way they're steering it. That's why I said I'm going to bring you up on that mountain to that tower. I mean, these towers are everywhere, but that particular tower is interesting to me because when I was a kid, you were not getting an electrical charge halfway up the mountain. Now, you're halfway up the mountain, you start feeling it coming up through your feet and your legs, and you can feel it, And then when you get to the top, you can feel it all through your body. I mean, it's just, you're getting whacked with an electrical charge. I don't care what anybody says, you're standing there going, because there's this huge, I don't even know, a grid, electrical grid of its own to handle this several 100-foot tower. And it's up on a mountain that is, if I remember correctly, that mountain is about 1,100 feet above sea level itself, and then on top of it sits a tower that's 300 and something feet or more. So, and then you multiply these towers by. So in other words, they have complete control. It's a lot easier to control it all. The what we call weather, and then you can't even. I'm showing you what you can see with your own eyes. All right, I'm showing it to you. I'm bringing it to my family and everybody, and I'm showing it shit that you can see for yourselves, and you won't even look. So to try to understand underground weather and how that all works, nobody's gonna fucking get that. I'd have to actually, even if I, so in other words, it's a waste of time. We don't have that. I don't have that kind of time to be entertaining people. It's better to just go look at what you can see with your own eyes, and then you'll figure out the rest as you all go along, just like I'd been doing. But if you're not gonna even go look, I mean, then the fuck. And that's what everybody does to me. They just refuse to look. Because today would have been a good day. I mean, I got the cameras rolling every day this week because I'm trying to show you guys how the mineral streets work, how you start off on day one, what you would call a blue sky. It's really a silvery blue sky. And you always start off with that day there. Back when I was a kid, that sky used to be a nice dark blue a lot of the times. And then when you saw the clouds up against that dark blue sky, it was not the clouds of today. We've changed things quite a bit, and for some reason, all the coma victims, the zombies, been locked in front of their desks, I guess, for the last 60 years or more, and not paying attention. And then since, like I said, since Reagan is when we should have started looking at the jets. But then, of course, as they picked up, the CIA was already out there with, conspiracy theory nonsense. People, they put a name on them. That's why they call them chemtrails, to make people think of chemicals and put a scary name on them. Every channel you watch, listen to, always had a report about the chemtrails. As they tell you 1,000 times to every news conference, they say the word planet, or they say the word space, or space this or space that, and all kinds of new world order, right? The new world order. Okay, I was saying this to my father too, and he was shaking his head. All right, the New World Order, it's a double fudge. If Candace and Pastor Brooks ever come to these are just research videos, but sometimes I talk during research videos. The double fudge. All right. I think this video is almost over anyway. Let me see, what am I at for minutes? Oh no, I just started this one. Okay, New World Order is a double fudge. Number one, it's not new. Number two, it's not a world. And number three, it's not an order. There's no order to it. It's all disorder. So you go through the lingo and new. Okay, what's so new about it? It's 6,000 to 10,000 years old, right? That's the New World Order. At minimum, it's 1,000 years old, because that's when, at least according to my fake education, think of Galileo, okay, and use that as a timeline. So whatever that was, 1,100 years or something, I don't know. So whenever Galileo was walking the earth, okay, if you go back to then, that's when it seems like we started on the ball theory and pushing it hard. So that's how you hear me make the assumption. It's not really an assumption, it's a really good guess, which I guess is the same thing as an assumption. So as far back as Galileo, it took them that long before they finally could put together, after World War II, they had the rocket scientists, in order to put together this fake-ass moon landing thing, which reconfirmed in everybody's mind once they seen the fake footage, which was all fake. It's obviously fake. You can go look at the size they got the Earth in the video. There's so many hundreds of thousands of things that you can see that are fake, but nobody will go look. They'll just keep putting it out, and the programmers keep sinking it into the heads, all the way to this day, and no one will go look for themselves at anything. They want to see it on TV. They want to be entertained. They love being entertained. The Romans were right. But anyways, there was nothing new about the New World Order. It's old. It's at least minimum 1,000 years old, but I think it's more 6 to 10,000 years, because I think they went through the whole geocentric model and those religions first, under the New World Order, and then because it was also fakeness. The geocentric model was all lies. So if they had 1,000 to 1,500 years of those lies, and so it took them a long time to distract us from reality. It really did. So I don't expect to be able to just snap my fingers and everyone's going to wake up, because I'm, number one, I'm only one person. But if everybody starts looking, then it turns into quickly 30,000 people looking, and then it gets harder for everyone to deny, and you have to give people a release. They don't. No one wants to believe they were fooled that badly. No one wants to believe they were lied to by their family and friends and teachers and everything like that. So you got to give them a way out. You don't want to depress everybody and make everybody sad over it all, or nothing like that either. Or scare anyone and use the same scare tactics that are being used on us all the time. You don't want to do none of that. So it's all got to be cleverly put out there. So New World Order, and then to call it a world, right? It's not a world. That's what makes me think it's the 1,000-year-old timeline for the New World Order. And then the order part of it, there is no order. It's all chaos, distractions. It's just craziness everywhere. It's been this way the whole time. A lot of people that are acting like all this shit is new and it's only come recently, and the Democrats are the ones that are responsible, and all this shit I hear Fox News, and it's 50-50, and it's always been 50-50. The Republican Democrat thing, yeah, they've got variations of them, just like you got variations of Christianity. More divide. Everyone, keep dividing. Let's see if we can go back to this one. So even the word New World Order, that's supposed to be a conspiracy theory word. Even though you'll hear presidents use it, Bush, come out and talk about the New World Order, and other people, United Nations, talks about the New World Order and their New World Order plan and everything. But yet it all gets run off as a conspiracy theory. Somebody that knows a lot more about the mineral streets than I do, but I just don't trust them anymore, because I don't pretty much trust anybody. But Stop the Crime. Stop the Crime is the one I always refer people to if they want to know something about the mineral streets, because she's been on top of it, and I kind of feel bad for her. But then again, if she is CIA, she's just intentionally doing it. She might be like the scarecrow thing, or the kangaroo court thing. It's like the same thing, just being set up to look silly. Because she wasted a lot of time, her and her husband, in front of town meetings and stuff like that, and you only get 3 to 5 minutes to talk, and you're talking to zombies. I mean, these people that run these school boards and these, they're all zombies. They're not going to look at any of that. I've had sheriffs, people that were running for sheriff over the years, people that were running for different offices. They'd knock on the door. I give them 20 minutes of the mineral street shit, because, like I say, I always work out a deal with anybody that knocks on the door, religious or whatever. I'll say, yeah, you give me 20 minutes of your shit, and then I'll give you 20 minutes of mine. And they'll a lot of times do it. And then you quickly see that they're all full of shit. They're not really going to look. They won't see it. You show it to them directly. I got EMNC boxes. I can take the sun out of their eyes. I can make it as comfortable as possible for them to ease their mind. And then as soon as you tell them, yeah, we spray the mineral streets all over the sky, and then we were able to control the weather that way. It's an electromagnetic system that we live in, and we blow the carbons around and blah, 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 and you start giving them a little bit of a gist of it. Not enough to scare them, but enough to say, oh, yeah, I could see how that could work, like I was doing today. And but no, If it wasn't on Fox News, they didn't teach that to me in my school, then you can't be right, dude. You gotta be one of those weirdos. You know? Fucking funny as shit. Yeah, we're 29 minutes. I'm worried about the battery dying. I'm gonna call this one a short one.